What's going on, everybody? This is Quiet Storm with my brother in the faith, Cory Jae. Cory Jae. You heard it from him first. Yeah. So let's just jump right into it. Why the death of TriDot? What is this about?
Well, it's really about transition. It's about change, a new season. When I really first started rapping in the Lord, I had retired from rapping when I came to the Lord. And I felt like, man, I could rap and I love Jesus, so I should be a Christian rapper, as many people do think, out there being super saved and thinking of the most super saved thing possible. I was like, man, I make songs, I make tracks for the Trinity. Trinity in my tracks, so Trinity Track should be my name. But that sounded too long, so we abbreviated it to TriDot, and I was, my boy Emin and I has a song he called Super Saint. And he talks about these people who are like, super saved, overzealous, too concerned with other people's righteousness and sinfulness, and not really focusing on their own stuff, not being humble and pious and about their own walk. And so that's kind of where I was early in my faith. I would talk about people's issues and sin struggles, as a Christian leader in the church, as a friend, and I made a jerk of myself to some of my friends in the world, acting like a know-it-all. And then I would get on record and I would point fingers at like the Lil Waynes of the world, like the Jim Joneses of the world. This is back when balling and all that. Yep. And so I would make much of people's sin, but at the same time I was being a hypocrite because behind the scenes I was largely uncontrolled in my life as far as sin goes. So TriDot was kind of the mask of hypocrisy for me. I would talk about righteousness. I would talk about holding to God's standard, but behind the scenes I'm struggling with pornography. I'm struggling with fornication, lying, prideful thoughts, these kinds of things. And TriDot was kind of my mask for that. I can be a trumpeter. I can really proclaim these things of God, and that'll kind of gloss over my sin. And I was just being fake and false, and it was time for a season of change. And that's really come to be what I've sought out, not only in music but in life, being more real with my struggles and the things that I'm going through, the things that I experience, my perspective, and really just showing the gospel through my highs and my lows, rather than trying to make much of Jesus to cover over the fact that I'm imperfect or a sinner myself. And so dying to that sin, dying to that persona, it just doesn't happen by itself. That kind of personality, the scriptures are clear. You don't just automatically overnight have like a heart attack because you decide to have a heart for Jesus. You have to be intentional. And so I wanted to be aggressively intentional, almost violent, towards that way of thinking and that way of being. And so the death of TriDot is kind of my way to do that, being aggressive towards that sinful lifestyle. I almost rap with disgust as I'm going through that verse. Just really laying out, the vileness of my heart and making that change. Putting that mask of hypocrisy, putting that mask of TriDot to death.
Amen. So now that we're done with the season of TriDot and we're moving forward to Cory Jae and on to better things,
sure.
What's next? What's the next step for Cory Jae?
That's such a Lord willing question.
Yes, it is.
And statement. I have lots of plans and everything, but within the last year, a lot of things have been in transition in my life. Graduated from seminary, started a full-time position in ministry, ministering at a church, and so music is one of those things that it might be very close to the end of that season, but as the Lord wills. Right now, working on a very personal EP that I'll be recording soon and hopefully dropping at the top of the year. We've recorded here at No Compromise Studios, Saint and myself, a maxi single, which is more or less a smaller version of an EP. We've got that recorded and looking to drop that sometime next year. Lord willing, got some more borrowed beats and free downloads in me, so I would love to, pour out my heart and give some more free music, and prayerfully end at doing an album, which I've already been writing for, but in the Lord's time. I don't want to put out a project just to put out a project. I want to do it the right way, maximize the impact and the influence in the culture. I really want to take strides in what I'm doing, not to just be a church rapper. There's nothing wrong with being a Christian rapper, a rapper who raps in church. But as believers, as people who are called to make disciples, I think that especially with our art form that is so far-reaching and so broad, we can't be cowards to hide away in the church with what we do. So I would love to continue to make relevant music for the culture and actually take it to the culture that is outside of the church.
Well, all of us, we love to hear more music from you, and we enjoy the music that we listen to as we speak with Borrowed Beats and Free Downloads. So going on to other things now with Cory Jae officially, what is one thing that we, me as your brother and even the people that's watching, what are the things that we're going to notice or we're going to catch artistically from you? What's the difference between TriDot and Cory Jae?
I think it's kind of a double-edged sword when you answer that question. On one end, there's a clear difference from Nintendo and bonus levels, Nintendo series and bonus levels. But at the same time, that transition has kind of already happened. Borrowed Beats and Free Downloads was kind of a project that was done under the TriDot name, but it was really done under the Cory Jae heart. Just being more transparent, using my stories, my perspectives, my influences, again, just to use my story to expand and to expound upon the grander story of Jesus and the gospel. And that's kind of the direction I'm going in with the Cory Jae name. Just being authentically me, not chasing any lights, being about using whatever platform that I do have to let my story speak to his story. And so Borrowed Beats was really a project that was in that vein. I think I was the most talked about, and I mean criticized, kind of like battle rapping myself on that project. But I think that was very necessary. I mean, songs like Black Magic, even songs like Shadows or Got Problems. Those are very real ways of addressing issues that I deal with and I go through, and exposing the heart of what Jesus wants us to see in ourselves. And that's kind of the direction that I'm going in. So Borrowed Beats was really more the turn. If you had the Nintendo series projects or the bonus levels projects, you hear a clear difference in focus, a clear difference in artistic merit. You hear a clear difference in the man, in the focus, in the heart of the man between those projects. So TriDot was the name that birthed that project, but it was done in the heart of Cory Jae with that new direction in mind. And with that new direction in mind, that's just the direction that we can continue in. And so you kind of you won't experience more change, but you will experience growth and change. Sorry.
Hey, man. Well, man, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir.
You heard it here from him first. No longer TriDot. He dies. Introducing Cory Jae. TriDot dies December 4th. My name is Quiet Storm. We're signing out. Peace. Oh yeah, my bad. I didn't wait for the time.
Wait till after one and
yeah. I couldn't see the face. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Quiet Storm.
You got pretty eyes.
With my Lord gave it to me. Quiet Storm, we're here. Spoken word artist with my brother in the faith, TriDot or Cory Jae.
You ever roll around on Sway Camp?
Can't deal with you. I can't deal with you. I can't. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Quiet Storm with Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Quiet Storm with my brother in the faith, Cory Jae or
Cory Jae.
Cory Jae. You heard it from him first. So let's just jump into it, man. Why the death of TriDot? What's that about?
Have you ever seen the Thriller video?
I have.
I like Activated Juice. That was the Michael Jackson tale. Before he got zombified.
Jericho with the drip.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Makes you want some chicken now.
It's tasty fried. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Quiet Storm with my brother in the faith, Cory. TriDot. Cory.
Turn up.
Turn up.
On the surface,
surface was looking good, underneath was heatiness. Outer looking cool on lust, underneath was feverishly fiending for the frolic through the field to where the lead was spin on even painted portraits of depravity and Eden. Wow, that's a mouthful if I ever said it.